You will never see another player in the entire country work as hard as I will for the rest of the season. You will never see someone push a team as hard as I will for the rest of the season. And you will never see a team work as hard as we will for the rest of the season. That was a quote by Tim Tebow after the 2008 loss to Ole Miss University. Tim was the leader, captain, and quarterback for the Florida Gators football team. Sobbing after the loss, he gave a post-game speech to reporters from all over the country. It became known as the Promise Speech. He promised to his teammates, to the coaches, to the university, his friends, family, and fans, that he would not let anybody down with another loss for the rest of the season. Making that promise to millions on national television and holding true to that promise is a real leader to me. Tim Tebow is a man of great honor. First, Tebow is strong in his faith. Second, Tebow is a leader on and off the field. And third, Tebow is positive even in the hardest of times. Today we honor Tim Tebow. Let's honor him because of his strong faith and how he shows it throughout his life. First, Tebow is strong to his faith. On December 6, 2011, CNN contributor William J. Bennett wrote about Tim Tebow and T-bowing. Kids, fans, adults, and even NFL players mocked Tim Tebow for his T-bowing act. They thought it was trying to gain attention, but instead, he was praying. He was praying before, during, and after games, not to gain attention, but to pray and strengthen his relationship with the man above. Biography.com, a website that writes about the life of famous people, including Tim Tebow, wrote that Tim Tebow was the youngest of 5 children, and he was born in the Philippines. Tebow was also homeschooled, where his mom taught him about his Christian beliefs. Everything that he knows about Christianity came from his mom. Off the field, Tim Tebow was involved in a majority of charity works, and he even has his own foundation called the Tim Tebow Foundation. He works with kids in the United States and in the Philippines that are in need of help. From a young age, Tim Tebow was strong to Christianity. He had many beliefs and goals, and he achieved them throughout praying and strengthening his relationship with God. Tebow even has his own charity called the Tim Tebow Foundation. We honor Tim Tebow for his strong faith. A person who can take a group of people and lead them to success is a real leader. Tim Tebow was quarterback and team captain for the Florida Gators. Second, Tebow is a leader on and off the field. On April 12, 2012, Jeremy Lin of Times Magazine wrote about the top 100 most influential people of the year. Tim Tebow made that list. An NFL quarterback needs to lead a team, its fans, its coaches, and the university all together as one. And Tebow did just that. Tebow took everybody, and they all trusted him. He was a leader on the field. Off the field, he was an even bigger leader. He had his own foundation, the Tim Tebow Foundation, that kids looked up to and wanted him as a role model. Off the field, he was a leader. On the field, he was a leader. CNN reporter William J. Bennett wrote that in college, Tim Tebow was one of the greatest college football players of all time. In fact, in 2007, he was the greatest college football player of the year. And he won the Heisman, and he also won the BCS National Championship, the two most highest achievements you can gain in college football. Off the field, kids wanted to be Tim Tebow. He was their role model. We honor Tim Tebow today because he was a leader on and off the field for his praying, his achievements, and how he's a role model to young kids all over the country. Tim Tebow hasn't had the easiest life, but he always stays positive. Third, Tebow stays positive in the hardest of times. According to Biography.com, in 2010, Tim Tebow was drafted to the Denver Broncos. He wasn't the starter, though. In fact, Game 6, after the Broncos had 1 win and 4 losses, Tebow got his first start. He led the team to 8 wins and 4 losses, including a trip to the playoffs, where they lost in the second round. After that year, Tebow was cut. He was picked up by the New York Jets, didn't get to start 1 game for the whole season, and then he was cut. Then he was picked up by the New England Patriots, where he was cut before the season even started. And then after that, last year, he was picked up by the Philadelphia Eagles, where he was cut before the season even started again. 3 out of 4 teams didn't give him the chance that he needed to prove that he could be one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. He hasn't had the easiest life, but he always works harder. He said, I don't know who holds, I can't hold my future, but I know who does. Biography.com also wrote that he doesn't have a spot in the NFL today, but he is a college football announcer, and he has and he works for Good Morning America, and he has his own show called Motivate Me Monday. Even in the hardest of times, Tebow stays positive, and that's why we honor him today. He works hard, even if he's not content, he works harder to achieve it next time. Last year, Tebow was in Sioux Falls, and I heard a story that made me want to look up to see if it was true. So on truthlamp.com, they said that 3 years after his BCS National Championship game, he played the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs, where he wore on his eye black for the second time, John 3:16. It fit, though, because he had 316 yards. His pass rating was 31.6. Steelers' time of possession was 31 minutes and 6 seconds. And CBS radio station aired at ratings of 31.6. And his coach and the vice president of the Denver Broncos' names were John. It fit his Christianity, John 3:16. Tebow is strong to his faith. Tebow is a leader on and off the field, and Tebow is positive in the hardest of times. Today, we honor Tim Tebow. Tebow is a man of great honor.